welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Golf Gods. We are your host. I'm Rusty Miller. That's Matt Jacobs.
Hey guys, what's going on?
You ready for the Genesis Open?
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
At the Riv.
The Riviera.
Alright, out in L.A.
Pacific Palisades.
Sure.
I would love to live
LA.
there, I think. I've never been there. I don't know anything about the place, but it sounds beautiful.
Traffic would
Yeah,
be the death of you.
I'll build a house and put Pacific Palisades above it.
Oh, okay.
That way I can do it. It just sounds cool. I like that name.
Alright. You want to talk about last week?
Sure.
Pro-Am.
Yeah.
It was miserable watching.
I didn't watch much, I'll be honest.
Well, I watched Thursday and Friday a lot, as always. And then all of my DraftKings lineups were absolutely set on fire and
yeah, you
worthless.
had a horrible week.
Horrible. So, Saturday, for the first time in a year or so, I didn't watch any golf. Not any golf on Saturday.
That's funny.
And then Sunday, I ended up watching some, but I was working and whatever. So
I watched the last few holes. I was very impressed with Ted Potter Jr. His poise and
all day Sunday I just kept waiting for him to fade,
Yep.
and it never happened. And DJ just never really
he never
put
really
a charge
caught fire.
together.
He didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
so
he couldn't put two good shots together. And
yeah, so
I like seeing J-Day hit off the beach. That was pretty funny. And then Merritt's meltdown into the tree.
yeah,
That was good.
yeah. I mean, it had its good moments coming down the stretch, but with Rory and somebody else, I had missed the cut.
Yeah, that was a good 5-putt. I felt right at home watching that.
And then he 3-putted like a next hole for a double bogey or a bogey. It was ridiculous.
How's that train treating you? I bet you want to be in front of that train right now, don't you?
Let's get into this. So, yeah, I mean, congrats to Ted Potter. I don't think, for DraftKings purposes, nobody had him, so it was kind of like starting at DJ and DJ winning again. So,
he was very low owned.
He was less than 0.5% owned, so good luck finding it. I mean, in the $4 tournament, the winner or the top 5 I looked through, no one had him.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest tournament that they run, and I mean, so if he's not even owned in the winning groups there, so I don't know.
Was that your biggest surprise of the AT&T? Or was
I mean, yeah, probably, because I mean, if you told me beforehand Rory misses a cut or Ted Potter Jr. wins, I'd have been, oh, all right, Rory misses a cut, right?
Yeah, but he's been playing really good golf.
I understand, but
and then
I mean, miscuts happen though, unless you're Tiger Woods.
Yeah, but this guy was
back in the day.
What did Rory finish at? Like, what was his first 2 rounds?
3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds. So he had 3 rounds to get there.
Yeah, so the first round was actually good. He was like -3. I thought he was good, and then he just went like even +1 or something for the next 2 rounds.
74, 72. So what was the cut at? -4? So he wasn't even close to that cut.
Yeah, he ended up needing to birdie a couple holes, and he bogeyed a couple. So yeah, it wasn't a really sweat. So I just burnt my lineups and watched the other stuff. So
fair enough.
Actually, I went and did stuff with my wife, and she was happy that I wasn't sitting home and watching golf. So it worked out.
All right.
These guys don't care, so let's get into this week.
All right, so
give them what they came for.
Tiger Woods is going to win.
No way.
Oh.
I guarantee you that's not what they came for.
All right, so we're at the Riviera, formerly the Northern Trust, now the Genesis. 7,300 yards, par 71. Poa greens again. Kakua in the rough. A little thicker rough.
Yeah,
it's gonna play some tricks on guys.
Fairways are pretty hard to hit here, but the Kakua grass makes it a little sticky, but not as long as you know how to hit out of it.
Yeah.
It's reliable rough, so that's not really anything. Bombers usually have a advantage here. Greens aren't as small as Pebble, but they are smaller than normal. So you're going to miss a lot of greens. So you want scrambling, you want up and down saves, things like that, and bombers. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. A lot of the course you have approaches between 150 to 200 yards. So I have it broke down into 3 different approaches, and it's like 50% of my weight this week is 150 to 175, 175 to 200, 200 plus, because that's, more than half the course.
Almost all the holes.
Yeah. So everything but par 3s basically.
Yeah.
So what that means is, and if you make a par 5s, a 3-shot hole, then you have a wedge. But long iron play is super important here.
Yep.
So I want the second shot. Bombers a little bit because it makes the second shot a little easier. Then long iron play is what I'm really putting a lot of weight on this week. And then scrambling, just up and downs and things like that. And always some DraftKings. So that's how my breakdown is this week.
So my breakdown's a little bit different. And looking at the course breakdown here on Fantasy National, your top 5 finishers, strokes gained approach is important, strokes gained putting, ball striking, short game, kind of similar to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Par 4, 450 to 500 is very important.
POA greens this week, so heard the stat that more 0 to 5 foot putts are missed here than any other course on history.
And that's why.
On tour. So that's interesting, which to me means that people are going to miss putts, so you don't have to have the greatest putter. It kind of equals out the field.
It does, but I think it's...
I guess Rory was 5 putting from 4 feet last week.
Yeah, that was...
4 putting from 5 feet.
So
So did RCB.
Yeah, I saw that too. My key stats this
Another
week.
one of mine. Oh, yeah. Austin Cook was my miss the train. 100% of my lineups.
Yeah.
Not make the cut.
I don't think we should talk about your last week. It might turn viewers off. So my key
I wasn't
stats,
the only one on Austin Cook, though.
Everybody was on Austin Cook. But
and he shit the bed.
He did. It was...
+6.
Which
makes it great for him to come back this week.
Yeah, because no one's going to own him.
Because nobody's going to own him because he was super... And he got a price increase. And...
I'll have him.
Makes him really, really enticing.
Yeah. All right, so finally, to my key stats.
All right, let's go.
Putting, strokes gained putting, 450 to 500 par 4 scoring, strokes gained approach, scrambling, and strokes gained tee to green. And I got them weighted pretty evenly throughout the board. So that's what I've got.
Okay.
All right, we'll start it off at the top of the lineup with our good friend DJ.
Dustin Johnson, 11,900. Then Jordan at 11.3, Rory at 11.1, and Thomas at 10.7, and Paul Casey joins the top group at 10.2 this week. We usually go to you first. Do you dare fade DJ?
No.
I don't see it either.
I'm
tired of betting against the guy.
If you have one lineup, in no way, shape, or form can you get away from DJ.
That's the thing, too. So, I am playing very minimal this week because I'm actually leaving on vacation on Friday. So, I won't be watching most of Friday, all of Saturday, and all of Sunday. So, I'm not going to play very heavily. I am a degenerate, so I will have a lineup or two so I can watch it Thursday and then Friday before I leave. So, I'm only playing 1 to 2 lineups. I will have DJ in them because I just can't fade him any longer and hope. Now, if you're mass entering, it makes sense to get a piece of all of these people.
Yeah, because any one of these guys can go off and win the tournament. Right. So it's if you're mass entering, you have to have, you can still have your DJ in the majority, but you're going to have to take a little bit of a few others. And even McIlroy's amazing performance putting last week, he's played well here before. So.
And he's a bomber, and he hits his long irons well.
As long as you can figure that putting out. Because I don't care how good your irons are, you can't 5-putt every green.
Not every green. Putts. So I will have DJ. If I was playing a normal week, I would probably have, 1 share of Jordan just to cover my butt. But I do like Rory and JT both this week a lot.
Yeah, I can see JT playing really well here.
His course history is not very good here, but this course correlates well with the winners here, win at Augusta and Quail Hollow, which JT won his PGA Championship at last year. Rory has won at Quail Hollow several times. Now, neither of them have won Augusta, but
Spieth has.
Yeah.
So that throws him into that mix. Dustin hasn't won it either, has he?
He was going to win last year, and then he fell down the stairs.
Wow. We'll make sure he rents an apartment without stairs this year.
Yeah. I think that's what happened to Wayne.
Yeah. Wayne got a little wild on the staircase.
Yeah. This week. And Paul Casey. I like Paul Casey.
Paul Casey's Paul Casey. I think you could start a lineup with him.
Maybe
but
cash.
you're gonna have to bring up somebody pretty good underneath him because, as we all know, Paul Casey has some kind of force field against winning.
Yeah. He loves those top fives, but that winning just doesn't ever happen. So, that's kind of where I'm at. I like DJ a lot. I like Rory and JT a lot. Any differing opinions?
DJ's my main guy I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I think you have to at this point, right? So, we keep saying that. But world number one, just won Tournament of Champions, and then finished second last week. Has great course history.
And he didn't play well last week and still finished second. Now, granted, and you could tell, I heard the announcer say he was getting tired of the pace of play. It was horrible. They had to wait on, what was it, I can't remember what hole it was
like
on.
15th or something.
They had to wait
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes of par 3 or something. It was just, it wasn't his
They were playing
cup
the
of tea.
3-ball, and everybody else was 4-ball, and they were last ones in the fairway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it was a long round.
He still had everything going against him to make him comfortable, and he still played well. So now that he's got all that out of the way, he should come over here and just blitz this field.
Yeah. So,
I mean, 4 top 10s.
Yeah, defending champ,
averaging 106 fantasy points. He's kind of a stud this year right now. Not as much as he was last year, though, I don't think.
He kind of got it started here last year. This is where he won, and then became world number one, and then kind of went on a run leading up to Augusta. So, then at $9,900, we have Phil Mickelson.
Oh, Philly flop shot.
Yeah, 9-9.
He had a great week.
Well, hold on. We got all of, 4 guys in this field, so let's get them in this range. So, Phil at 9-9, Fleetwood at 9-5, Berger at 9-2, and Brendan Grace at 9,000.
I mean, good field. I see 2 guys that strike my fancy in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like Phil, and I'll have him in a couple lineups, but not a lot. I think he's very high priced for what he is. He had a great week last week. We'll see if he can string 2 weeks together.
Well, it'd be 3 weeks. Because
Technically it's 3 weeks because he finished
in the top 5 and second, third,
T5.
5.
Yeah, waste management. So he's on a hot streak right now, and he's putting well. He's a lefty. Lefties fare well here.
Yeah, several winners. He's won here twice. Mike Weir's won here twice, and Bubba's won here twice. So that's a lot of lefties.
That's a lot of lefties.
And all of those have won the Augusta twice.
Weir's won Augusta twice? I don't think
Once
so.
or twice. I think he won it twice.
They all at least have won Augusta.
Yeah. Yes. So that's kind of an interesting thing.
So I like Phil. I'm not going to have a lot of them, but I'll have a couple shares of them. And I'll probably do 20 lineups like I always do. And I'll have them in 2 or 3. The main guys I like in here are Fleetwood and Grace.
Yeah, I thought Grace would be little less owned last week than he was. And he actually had a top 20, finished 20th. So that's not a bad performance there.
No. Not going to have any Berger.
Berger shows up well on my everything that I run. But you know me and Berger. I don't like to play Berger. If I was playing 20 lineups as normal, I think I'd be overweight on Berger this week.
So he is 43rd in my model, and I run my model off of the last 24 rounds to try to get some recent form. He's horrible in putting, 95th, but
he's
5th.
He's 8th on my model.
So, and that's the difference between 24 rounds and 50 rounds. Because you run 50, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But that doesn't, I mean, you can only look so much into these stats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if we looked into these stats, Ted Potter Jr. probably shouldn't have made the cut.
Yeah. So, I like Fleetwood here. I'm worried about how popular he'll be.
He's going to be chalky.
Because a lot of people like Fleetwood.
Well,
now,
sure.
so we'll see. It's the first time they get to use him all year.
Well, then, and when
I mean, he's a great player.
When you're strolling through DraftKings and you're looking at these players, he's 10 of 10 cuts.
Sure.
At $9,500.
And if you look at his recent form, he's got a win and
he's got 6 top 10s.
He's got 2 out of 10 starts. And that's
how do you not take Fleetwood if you're just your everyday DraftKings guy that's just looking at.
Even if you're us, how do you not take him?
The only way you don't take him is if you're trying to avoid chalk.
And the fact that he's first time playing in the States this year. If you want to go down that narrative street.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can try to justify not taking him, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to have to eat chalk and wash it down with some milk.
I think he's the best player in this $9,000 range.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, it's only going to be a matter of a week or two before he's in 10,000s.
If he does well here, I think I could see him if he does well, because I think we've talked a little bit about him in the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
We feel strongly that he's going to play well in the Masters. I could see him in the Masters at 10,000.
Yeah, in a stronger field even. So yeah, well, typically Masters, they bring the prices a little softer just so you can fit more people in. But Tiger at 8,800.
More reasonably priced than last time he was in here, but not quite where I want to see him yet.
For a course he's never won. Noren at 87. My boy Pat Perez at 86. Leishman at 85. Kuchar at 84. Xander at 83. Tony Finau at 82. Bill Haas at 81. And Chez Reavie at 8,000.
So, I mean,
I like this group a lot.
There's a lot of really good, solid players right here.
I don't like Tiger this week. His price is still high. He doesn't have very good course history here. I think personally, he got everything he could get out of scrambling and putting at the Farmers, and I'm skeptical that he can be that good again.
I think he'll be better.
Better than his
yeah.
putting and scrambling?
Yeah.
I mean, he was awesome. He made everything at the Farmers.
As he should. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we'd argue this all the time. But Tiger Woods is the best golfer.
Was the best golfer.
He is the best golfer in the field, not based on current form. So he should be able to get everything up and down. He should be able to hit
That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
There's a better golfer in this? Overall, there's a better golfer. No.
We're not testing it on lifetime merit. We're talking about this week. Going up and putting a peg in the ground and teeing it up.
Correct.
And he's not the best person in the field.
Not this week.
Exactly.
But,
so your other argument is erroneous then.
Then why do we look at past rounds? Why do we look at past anything?
For a guide, it's not the end-all, be-all.
So for a guy, Tiger Woods at one point in his career was the best scrambler putter.
He's never won at this course.
No.
And he's not in very good form.
I think he's in pretty good form for a guy that's not played in 3 years.
Okay, great. So he's in good form for a guy that hasn't played in 3 years. Yeah. These guys have all been playing. He's not in good form.
And he's beating them. How many guys did he beat at the Farmers that were in great form?
All right, you can have all the Tiger you want.
I'm not going to take a lot of them, but I think he is going to play better here than he did at the Farmers.
He may hit more fairways and therefore play better. But he's not going to hit any more putts or get any more up and downs better than he did at the Farmers.
We'll find out.
Okay, Noren.
I really like Noren here.
I think a lot of people like one. advantage, disadvantage of doing this on a Tuesday morning is there's other podcasts out. And I listen to a couple. I try to have my opinions before so they don't influence me. But the other ones that I've listened to all have talked up Noren.
There are two guys in this that other podcasts talk up, and I think we can both agree that we're both on them even days before these podcasts come out.
Sure. So, Noren, last we saw him at Torrey, which I liked the comparison between Torrey and here. The both POA, both longer courses, and he was in a playoff with Day. So, I like him here. He's had a week or two off to
played
rest.
Waste management.
Yeah, so he had last week
took
off.
Pebble off.
Pat Perez, I like Pat Perez. I think it's just a little bit longer of a course for him.
It is.
He has to hit the driver, and he that's not his forte. I love Pat Perez on courses that he hits that 3-wood instead of a driver a lot.
Wide open course, I'll take Pat Perez all day.
Yeah. Leishman.
This is the guy I like.
I don't care for Leishman this week.
I'm big on Leishman this week. I'll probably have him. If I do 20 lineups, I'll have him in 6 or 7.
I loved him last fall, through the FedEx playoffs. I was riding him every week, and really this year he's not been.
He's
been underwhelming, but he's also 85 versus 95 and 10,000.
His worst finish was the Sony Open at T47, T38 at the WGC.
See, those aren't.
But he's T8, T7, T4, second place. The rest of the 7 that he's played. At 85, 7 to 7 cuts. I think you can pair him up with a Dustin, or even go with him, try to build a really non-stars and scrubs lineup with JT, Fleet, or Leishman, and go down a little bit more there. I like him. I think he'll probably be my second highest owned golfer in my lineups.
All right. You got any love for Kuchar or Xander?
I got love for Cooch. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah,
he played well, and then kind of.
Yeah, that weekend wasn't very kind to him, and that's unusual for Cooch. But
old Steady Eddie didn't stay steady.
Not really. Xander, he's long, hits his irons well.
He could play well here.
I like him. But again, I'm looking through this prism as I'm really only building one lineup this week, so I'm not going to have these guys.
No, if you're building one lineup, I don't think you take Xander.
But I like these guys. If I was building more lineups, I would have this Xander in a lot of them. But you do see my guy next, Tony Finau.
Oh yeah, I'll have some of him for sure.
He's a bomber. POA Greens eliminates some of the putting, I think, and where everybody 2-putts, he doesn't lose as much. I think he's primed to win at some point soon.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And I'm on him, so he'll be in my core. Spoiler alert. I like him a lot. Bill Haas, no thanks.
No, I'll say no. He'll probably finish top 10 or something, but I might have, if I do 20 lineups, I might have him in 1.
He's 66th in my model. He just doesn't pop in long iron approaches, so that's just not something that I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Chaz, you gonna ride that hot hand?
I'll have a little bit. I don't like. I'm having a hard time pairing him with somebody. I'll take a couple of them. I think he's probably at the top of his game right now. We saw this with JT. We saw this with a lot of people where you can only be at that top for so long before you start trending down. And I wish him the best of luck, but
you think he's trending down this week?
T2, T18, T36, T18, T14, T24, T15. Those are some phenomenal finishes, and it's going to be hard to keep up. I'll have a little bit of them.
I think he's so lightly used. People, never like to play him. And then if he finishes second, they're like, oh, he can't do it again. And then they don't take him last week. And then he finishes second, and they're like, oh, I can't take him. He's had 2 top 2 finishes. He's going to miss. He's fall off at some point. So he's a great play, I think, because I really think he's going to be 10 to 12% owned. And that's low for an $8,000 guy that's in the best form of his life.
I mean, I can't argue. I mean, he's playing great, and I'll have a couple shares of him. I'm not going to put him in my core.
It scares me to be touting Chez Reavie.
He kind of reminds me of a poor man's Paul Casey.
Maybe. Other than, well, I guess he doesn't win. He finishes second too, right?
Yeah, he's got how many top 10s?
Several.
Just this year. What was he priced? 8,000?
Yeah, 8,000 even.
And he's got 2 top 10s this year already.
Mm-hmm.
So you correlate that over the entire season, he's going to end up with 6 top 10s.
So, and he's only played here twice. Last year he missed the cut, but he finished 7th the year before. So,
like I said, I'll have some of them, not a lot.
Okay.
Going down into 7,000.
7,000. You want to? I mean, literally half the field is in 7,000.
Yeah, we'll just go through and pick some of the guys we like.
Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah. So Streelman, I think he's similar to the Reavie, not quite on that same level yet. He's playing well. 9 of 9 cuts, 2 top 10s, $7,800. Take a couple shares. Bubba scares me every time he tees the ball up. I'm afraid he's either going to win if I don't have him, or if I do have him, he's going to get pissed off and get disqualified for yelling at his caddy or hitting somebody with a club or missed the cut by 22 strokes. He's won here twice. He's a bomber. And he's a lefty.
And he playing.
Don't even say it, because you're gonna jinx it. Couple shares. I mean, 20 lineups. I'll have him in 3.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, he's worth a flyer to me too.
Yeah, that's all he is.
I mean, he's not a cash play.
No.
And he's, I think he's a decent GPP flyer.
Yeah. Going down, RCB. I mean, you gotta like his cuts. 9 of 9. Same thing with Hostler. 9 of 10. Peters.
Hostler is so criminally under-owned because people don't want to pay that price for him.
Yeah.
And he's playing well. But with that said, I'm not using him again this week.
No, I'm probably.
I used him 2 weeks ago, and I kicked myself last week for not having him. But it happens. So I like him. But yeah, you just said my guy, Peters.
Yeah, I know you like Peters.
I'm all in. Bomber.
Mm-hmm.
First off, he's just the guy that, like, you watch teed up, and I once told my friend Joe that I'm going to take Thomas Peters in every DraftKings until he wins. Like, it's only a matter of time before I feel like he dominates. He just pounds the ball, and he's really a good player. He's been playing well overseas. He's in good form coming in. He loves this course. Ready? Finished T2 here last year.
Yep.
And won his national championship in college on this course.
So he's got a great course history.
Great course history. Says he loves the course. The course fits him. He's my guy.
All right. Fair enough. I can't argue that. I've also got him in a couple lineups. Chappie.
I like Chappie this week.
I like him.
I never liked Chappie.
No, you're not a big Chappie fan.
No, but I'm coming around. He's got...
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, just in time to get on his miscut train, I'm sure.
Ouch.
But yes, I do like Chappie. He's been playing really well lately. The thing that he doesn't do well is putting, and I just think that's a little bit minimized here by as much up and downs, and his scrambling is really good. So
yeah,
that's where I stand on him.
Fair enough. JB Holmes.
No.
I will have a couple shares because of his length.
And, I mean, he played well at Torrey, but you got any love for Keegan this week?
I do. I'll have him in a couple. It's hard not to have a love for a lot of these guys in this lineup when you do 20 lineups.
You like Cantlay?
I like some of Cantlay. I like Schneiderjans.
Yeah, I like Ollie a lot this week.
I do.
Those long irons, it just fits his game, and I like it.
There's one guy down here. Shambo did okay for me last week. Kokrak,
I can't believe.
Martin Keimer. I will take Martin Keimer this week.
You can have him.
He is 4th in my model in recent form. His downside is strokes gained approach, but what he lacks there, he makes up in par 4 scoring.
Do you know the last time he played on the PGA Tour?
I don't.
The Open Championship.
Okay. I'm still going to take him.
9 months ago.
That's all right. Golf course is golf course.
Okay. I'd be willing to bet he misses a cut.
Nah, he won't miss a cut. I don't think he's going to win, but I'll take him at $7,500. And then I like Luke List for his length. Shane Lowry.
I like Luke List. He's been playing a lot better. He is a bomber, but he used to be one of those guys that was a bomber and just barely make the cut and maybe do. But he's been playing well lately. He's got a lot of top 25s.
He's rounding the edges of his game after the drive.
And Torrey, he was in contention for a little bit, so that can only help the more he gets in contention. A lot
of confidence.
Getting confidence, so I like him a lot as well.
Okay, so tell me, moving down, Charlie Hoffman.
No. So
WD last week,
yeah, he
three, right?
Yeah, he WD'd last week, so no information really out there. I've been trying to find it.
I think it's a back.
Is it? I couldn't see anything on information about it.
Hoffman's back issue forced him to call a tournament 10 holes into the 3rd round.
There you go.
So here is my only thought on Hoffman this week. He's a Southern California guy. He's been playing decent. He's 7,400.
We say this every weekend.
No
he's
one
at 7,300.
Will own him because of the WD.
Well, maybe because of the WD. But
if
he's always popular at the 7,300.
He is, but he doesn't have a WD 3rd round in.
Right now, Fantasy National has him at 10.9%.
That's too much for me.
That's too much owned?
That's too much owned. Because
where do you want him at?
3.
Yeah, he ain't getting that low.
It's
Charlie Hoffman. He's not going that low.
Well, I thought for sure with a WD he would be. But how many people know he WD'd too? That's the thing.
I mean, not even a lot of people that play DraftKings knew that he.
Yeah, unless you had him in a lineup,
right?
Look down and saw that WD, you're like, huh?
Or if you're like me and scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the thing to see where Austin Cook was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was right. He's right beside him. So
yes, I will take a couple shares of Charlie Hoffman if he stays at 10% or lower. If he gets up into 15, 18, 20 where he normally is, I don't want anything to do with him. And that's barring no stories come out that he's playing hurt, that, maybe he...
I mean, if he pulls out of the Pro-Am, that means he's going to win, right?
As long as we follow the J-Day formula. But yeah, if he's tweaked his back and he's playing with slight back spasms or whatever, injury or cramps, no, I'm not going to have anything. But if I can find an interview or find a story that says, he hurt his back and he's fine, he just was precautionary, the Pro-Am didn't mean anything to him, he wants to stay healthy for the Masters, then I will be on him this week at 74 if his ownership stays low because of his WD.
Okay. We got to go back to Austin Cook down here at 73.
I mean, he's still underpriced. I know he missed a cut.
And he burned a lot of people. I mean, missed cuts happen. I mean, Rory missed the one last week.
Jordan Spieth
missed it the week before. No. People miss cuts. And I'm not going to hold that against him.
You can't.
So, which is funny because I held the miscut against Harkins from the Waste Management against him last week because I was all in on him that week. And he top 5 last week, or top 10 or something last week. I gotta go all the way down to find him.
I got him. He finished T15.
Oh, T15. Yeah, so, I mean, completely go off of him and he comes back. So I'm looking for a bounce back like that from Cook this week. So, marking him down for a top 15.
For Cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the bounce back is real.
I like Cook.
I like Chucky 3 Sticks. Finally, I'm getting on board. It's the one of the last West Coast events, so it's the last time to really use him this year. So he took last week or the week before off, maybe the last 2 weeks actually. So I think he's ready to go. I like him a little bit there. You going back to TPJ?
Who?
Ted Potter Jr. TPJ.
I'll put him in one lineup just to give him that satisfaction of he made my lineup.
Oh, I'm sure that's what he's really hoping for. Yeah. He really did play well. I was impressed with his moxie. And if you've been watching Thursday, Friday golf, he's been on the leaderboard this year a time or two.
Well, just listening to his story of what he's gone through, I mean,
sure.
I'm surprised he even plays golf. I mean, he's stuck with it. He deserved that win.
It's got an ugly swing.
It's not beautiful.
He's naturally a right-handed, they say.
Yeah, he said he does everything else right-handed, but plays golf left-handed, which...
Well, so does Phil.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but I'll take one lineup with him in there.
Are you making an all-lefty lineup?
If I can find 6 lefties in here, I'll make an all-lefty lineup.
All right. Comment below, who are we missing? We got Phil, and we got Potter. We got Bubba, and Cody Grimble.
That's the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. I need 2 more left-handed guys in this. If you know somebody off the top of your head, just tweet out or comment so I can figure it out so I can get it in there. I like to make an occasional random lineup and throw it in there.
Occasional? It's every week.
Well, I mean...
a random one?
20 lineups. I'll have... My last lineup is a random lineup. All lefties.
The all-Asian one?
We've had an all-Asian one. The all-Bombers, which the all-Bombers won me some money one time.
Yeah. Might be a time to go back to all-Bombers this week.
Stuff like that. So I want to do an all-lefty because there have been Weir, Bubba, Phil. That's a correlation. I can run with it. I'll try it.
Is Weir in the field this week?
I don't think so. I didn't see his name. No.
He's probably back in Canada driving for Uber.
Probably.
Do you know he drives for Uber?
No, but why wouldn't you?
What? I mean, you're a millionaire?
Well, it doesn't matter. Because he doesn't play as many as some of these guys.
Oh, he doesn't play much
if I had some time, I would easily drive for Uber.
Well, all right, but you're not a millionaire.
Yeah, but I'd still do it for fun.
All right.
I mean, we live in a college town. Could you imagine getting a call at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to sports, pick up...
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to do.
I think it would be hilarious. Now, I would rhino line the back of my truck, so when they puke, I just go wash it out, but I think it'd be fun.
All right.
So,
any love for Vegas?
Yeah, as a bomber, I'll have him in a couple.
I like him. He's actually playing really well for... He's a better golfer than he used to be, and I like him. He's a fairly safe bet. Now that I say that, he'll miss the cut.
Absolutely.
But at 72, he's 12th in my model this week. The last guy I wanted to talk about in the 7,000s, I think, is Hong Tong Lee.
Okay. Talk about him.
You got any love for him?
No.
Okay, so he just won the Desert Classic in Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
Held off Rory.
Yep.
He's an incredibly good iron player.
Okay.
He's not obviously scared to face down the best in the game. I think he's interesting. It's the first time he's playing in the States this year.
He did shoot a 74 and 71 at the MyBank Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that.
He's also 22, so he's super young.
Yeah. I'll let you take him. I won't. Yeah.
I think he's actually going to be more popular than he should be.
So there's another guy down below him who we'll talk about, and that is our good friend Sang Moon Bae.
Sang Moon. Yeah.
So
made a cut finally.
T15.
Yeah.
We're there.
We are. We weren't on him.
We weren't on him.
I told you we were going to wait until he made a cut.
Yes. Much like I said about Rory.
Oh, well,
I don't know if you remember me saying I'm on the wait and see.
No, I was a week ahead of
you. You were so blinded by Rory's awesomeness.
European
But
putting.
So Sang Moon Bae made a cut, finished T15, and has some decent course history here.
So he missed the last 2 years because of his military.
Yep.
Before that, T8, T12, and T8.
That's good.
That's
good. Almost Dustin Johnson good.
Yeah. So
let me enter him right now. Draft player. I will be taking him. I'm not going to put him in my core, but I will be taking him in a few lineups, especially GPP. I think there'll be a few people on him, but I don't think he'll be superly high owned. And I look to see him make a run at another top 15.
I like it. I won't have him just because of as little of lineups I'm going to do this week, but I like it. So it scares me, but if you're willing to throw him in a GPP, if you're doing multiple entries, then it makes a smart play.
So tell me your thoughts on James Hahn.
Intriguing, especially at this price.
Yeah, 7,100.
He's been playing pretty well. He was at playoff at Sony.
Yep.
He's won here. He's won at Quell Hollow, which is the corollary course. So he's intriguing. He hits his irons well, and that's what puts him.
I like him.
What makes him play well here.
Okay.
So, if I was doing 20 lineups, I would have 30% of him. I'd be overweight on him by a lot.
I have him in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like it.
Quick math by you right there.
Was I right?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 popped into my head. Well,
I don't know if it was. I think it was. No, I'm just kidding. Every lineup is 5%, so 6 of them is 30%.
Oh, well, you did that way harder than I did.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else you want to talk about?
I don't know why, but I have this calling to McGirt this week. He finishes 13th in my model.
128th in mine.
Okay, so we'll talk about that later. I don't know. There's something about him that is interesting to me, but I'm not sure what it is yet. I'll probably do a little bit more research. I'll dig a little bit more into the numbers as to why he's in my model and not yours. And if he stays up there, I might take a couple shares of him. Other than that, in the 7,000 range, I've got one guy, and I think there are several people that will be on him that I do not want to take whatsoever, but I know I will. KJ Choi.
I haven't taken KJ Choi.
Look at his course history.
I understand.
His course history is, or I guess we should say tournament history, course history, whatever you want to call it. What's his name again?
KJ Choi. The last 5 years, T17, T5, T30, T12, and T31. 33, sorry.
And how did he play last week?
He made the cut, right?
T26. Is a T26 for a $7,000 guy acceptable?
Yeah.
With course history of never finishing out of the top 30 or once, and he finished 31st?
You think he's going to be popular?
I think so.
Right now, Fantasy National has him at 3.4.
3.4, but let's say that's going to triple.
Okay. So what? Out of your 20 lineups, how many are you going to put him in? 5?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
That's massively overweight, especially if he stays at 3%. You could get by with having him in 3 lineups, minimize your risk, and still be triple the...
But I don't think he's going to be at risk. I think he's going to make the cut no problem, and that's what I want at a $7,000 guy. Right. Because then I could easily pair him with DJ.
You can put him in your core, huh?
I don't know that he's going to be in my core. But, look at his tournament history. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's not a better guy cheaper, or as cheap. There's not a better guy at 8,000 or below with that tournament history.
Maybe.
Who?
I don't know. I said maybe.
So I feel like you could ride the KJ Choi train. As long as he's playing at Riviera.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't look at his past recent rounds, because it's T26 cut, T37, T67 cut. But courses for horses. And this is one of them, and I will take a few shares of them.
I want to ask you about somebody, but I can't find it.
Scott Brown.
No, that wasn't it. Your boy, Cameron Tringali.
I do have Tringali. Tringali is actually in my core.
Is he?
Yep.
Because of his tournament history?
I like Tringali. I think he's playing decent. He's T47 last week cut, T258 cut.
Yeah, that's not decent.
He's playing decent, and his
tournament history's good. That's the only reason you'd be playing him here.
I think he'll play well here.
All right. In the 6,000s, I have like 3 people to go to, and that's it. Brandon Harkins, going back to him. I like a little bit of Bud Cauley and Tom Hoagie after letting me down last 2 weeks.
So Hoagie is interesting to me because it's between him and Tringali, who I finish out my core with. Because I want a low guy.
I would go with Hoagie, but I know you like Tringali, and Trangali's history here is better. So if I were you, I'd go with Tringali.
Hoagie went cut last 2. So those are my 2 guys I'm trying to finish my core out with. I'm stuck on my last guy. I don't have any love for anybody else down there. Let me check them out.
I'm going to try my best to stay out of the 6,000s this year, or this week.
There's a lot of good guys at 7th. There's one guy, Peter Uihlein.
We say it every week. Should be a pretty good course for Peter Uihlein.
I don't think it's a good course for him, but...
Why? He's long? Hits his irons decent?
I like his price.
Yeah.
69. He was 68 last week and finished T52. He was 77. I took him. He got cut. 82. T17. I mean, this is his second lowest pricing in the last 10 events.
Yeah, he's finally falling.
So, yeah, I can't think of anybody else down that low.
I mean, if you're making 20 lineups, I wouldn't mind to have Uihlein in 1 or 2. It's just...
Yeah, I don't know.
If that makes you feel better at night.
It doesn't. All right.
You ready to go core?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure mine out realistically, but I think I've got it.
Mine's pretty easy.
Is it?
Yep, bombers galore. Johnson, Finau, Peters, and List.
Who?
Johnson, Finau, Peters, and List.
Ooh, I like List in that. What's his price?
77, I want to say. 74.
All right. I'm going to steal 2 of yours.
Wow. So you heard it here. I said it first. He was still making it up. He stole my core.
Well, I stole one of your guys.
He stole List. And DJ.
Well, DJ.
I had DJ first.
I had my lineup made yesterday before, and DJ's in every one of them so far. So my core 4 will be, at this current juncture, DJ, Leishman, Cook, List. That leaves me 7,450.
Mine leaves me 7,400 even. Okay. So I like it. I'm all in on the Bombers narrative this week. I think all of my guys are in good form as well as being Bombers. I like it.
How many? Ooh, I can put Vegas in there, and that leaves me 77, and try to get another Bomber in there. Ooh, I think I have the winning lineup. I'm not going to tell everybody in case it loses. All right, so who's your winner?
My winner this week is the same one I'm using in our one and dones. Thomas Pieters.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
He loves the course. He's in good form. He's a bomber.
Now, he's the one who won the college tournament here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's not a bad one.
And he finished second here last year.
Well, now that you told me you're one and done, I'm also going to take Pieters in my one and done, so I can't lose any ground to you. No. So, I mean, realistically, Dustin Johnson's going to win this tournament.
Right. I mean, that was the obvious choice. So, I mean...
Sometimes the obvious one is the right one.
Okay. So, I mean, he's like 4-1 to win the tournament. So, that's a boring pick.
So, Dustin Johnson is your true pick to who's going to win.
No, I think you finished second to Pieters.
Really? Okay. Fair enough.
That'd be awesome. I might actually cash if they go 1-2.
Yeah. Who's your dark horse then?
Finau.
That's what I was looking right at his name, too, when you said that.
I'm staying on my core 4. I love them. DJ, Finau, Peters, and List. Take them. Book them. They're all 4 missed the cut. I love it.
I guarantee you. That's why I'm worried about taking List.
No, I'm pretty good about getting 2 of them through the cut.
Yeah,
so
I
you
just
gotta pick the right 2.
My dark horse, I don't know. I mean, I want to pick Tiger because I'm a Tiger lover, but I think it's going to be Fleetwood.
Do Tigers?
I'll be singing it all day now. All day that song will be stuck in my head. I'm going to take Fleetwood as my dark horse. He's not really a dark horse, but I'll take Fleetwood.
All right. I don't think he's a dark horse. He's like top 5 in the world, but whatever.
Yeah, but he's never played this course.
All right.
And it's his first tournament in America.
All right.
Ever.
Are you doing a podcast next week?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
So I'll be on a cruise in the Caribbean, so I will not be around. Just for the record, I edit and put it up the videos and stuff, so Matt's not that smart.
I can't figure it out yet.
So I don't know if he's going to have a guest and do it, or if he's going to just mail it in and we're not going to do a Honda next week. But it's the only vacation I have planned, so it should be the only week that we have this issue. So
yeah, and then 2 weeks later I'm going on vacation.
That's
so
right,
you can do yours and edit it. If you show me how to edit it, I'll try to do it. I mean, bear with us. It might be.
We'll
Who
see.
knows what you'll get?
So at worst, he might do a core next week and just upload it.
I'll do something next week.
Okay. So look for that, but it probably won't be a regular. I mean, it won't be a regular because I won't be here. But like and subscribe as always. Goes a long way. I say that every week, and we get likes and subscribes every week.
So keep doing it.
So keep doing it. Keep passing it along. I love it.
We want to thank
Adidas. Team Adidas as always.
Fantasy National.
Fantasy National. That's
all you viewers.
It's really you let us spout and then people listen to it. It's really pretty cool and we
it's
like
a lot
it.
of fun.
We do enjoy it. Follow us on Twitter at Fantasy Golf Gods. We're getting more followers there.
Yep.
Didn't watch a lot of golf, so I didn't do a ton of tweeting this weekend, and I won't tweet for the next 2 weeks. So it's all up to you.
I will try. I've got a busy 2 weeks coming up with gymnastics. Not me. I am rather flexible, but I do not do gymnastics. I got gymnastics. I got kids' open houses.
You're going to Foley?
I'll be in Foley, Alabama. We do competitive archery, and I will be at a tournament in Foley, Alabama in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. For the Honda that weekend.
So wish me luck. Maybe we should do fantasy archery. We'd be the only ones.
We would be.
We would have the market at 100%.
You think we can get DraftKings to put competitions on there so we can do it?
No, but I bet we know enough people that if we came up with the prices, we could probably do it.
Probably. It'd be fun. All right, stay tuned. We may have a new venture for you.
Yeah, it could be fun, but you have to follow archery, which is kind of boring.
Nah. Yeah, if you don't do it, it's boring.
Yeah, it's so a lot of people say watching golf is like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Watching archery
is worse.
I would rather watch golf 100 hours a week than watch 1 hour of archery, and I compete in it, and I love it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do. That's your business, so.
Yeah, so it's hard, but it's fun.
So.
But yeah, so I think that's it. Everybody, good luck.
Yeah, if we don't win, I hope you do.
Yeah.
All right. See you in a couple weeks.
Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.